I've been thinking recently, if we writers want our readers to believe in our characters, then we have to believe in our characters as writers. If we can do that, then I think that belief in our characters will bleed through the pages and into our stories. But for us to believe in characters that we know full well we made up out of thin air, then they have to in some way feel realistic to us. In a sense, we have to understand them and know them almost like they're real people. Like anything writing related, it's probably going to be hard work, it's probably going to take a long time, but it's definitely worth doing, and there unfortunately isn't a secret trick. But what I've discovered is a little exercise you can do with your characters to give you a bit of a leg up in getting to know them. What's the advice you always hear about how to write good characters? You've got to get inside your character's head. The other day I did that in a very particular way. I took a personality test as though I was my character. Not like a which character from Friends are you personality test. I mean like a semi-scientific, official personality type test. The kind of questions that are designed to give you an insight on your personality, what you like, what you dislike, what you feel comfortable with or uncomfortable with, how you get on with other people, and it gives you a type, a character type at the end. It's really valuable and interesting stuff, and if you've never taken one, it's worth taking one just to see what you come out as, because it can help you understand your strengths and weaknesses as a person. But it also helps you really quickly build a basic character profile for any character you could be writing. You don't have to listen to it, you definitely don't have to rely on it, but it can give you a bit of inspiration if you get stuck. If, for example, my character reaches a crossroads where they need to make a decision and I honestly don't know which way they should go, I can look at this character profile and see what their character type is most likely to do in this situation. And I feel like doing that is going to help the characters feel more human, because these tests are based on people, not characters. So theoretically, their decisions and how they behave, if you use this for a bit of inspiration and kind of as a basis or a template for your character, that should all make sense. So how do you do it? Where do you go to take the test? Let me show you. So this is the website where we're going to take the test. It's totally free. You don't need an email address or to sign up for anything. You can just take the test, answer the questions, and get the profile at the end and just have a flick through and read it. As I said, I did this the other day for one of my characters and I feel like it really worked. So I'm going to try it again with another character. This one is named Richard Strauss. He's a kind of analytical, harsh, sort of cold, very logical, intelligent, assertive kind of guy. Probably not the biggest on friends and emotions, that kind of thing, but he serves a purpose in the book for sure, and I'm going to see if by answering these questions as though I were him, whether the character profile at the end comes out and it feels like him or not. I think it will. I think it'll reflect the decisions that he would make, and it'll help me then inform the rest of the character as I continue to write the book. So once you're on the website, and I'll link this in the description by the way so you don't have to go clicking around for it, the very first step is to take a big breath, close your eyes, and become the character. No, I'm just kidding. You just answer the questions as you think they would. I'm going to go through and I'm going to answer the questions now. I'll show you the first few and then I'll skip through to the end and we'll have a look at the character profile. So, first question, you regularly make new friends. From what I've already told you about this character, it's going to be a hard disagree on that. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. He's very focused. I think he's interested in stuff, but he's very kind of obsessive. So I'm going to say disagree on that. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Strauss has never cried in his life. He's that kind of character. So we're going to go with disagree on that. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. He doesn't feel like he needs a backup plan. Strauss knows what he's doing and what he's doing is going to work. So I'm going to say disagree on that as well. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. Absolutely, unwavering self-belief. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. That's a difficult question because, first of all, can't see him at a social event. Secondly, yeah, I agree he definitely wouldn't introduce himself to new people, but I also don't think he'd talk to the people that he already knew. So I think I'm going to err on the side of disagree and I'm going to the sort of second to strongest disagree. I'll carry on with these questions. That was just to give you an example of the type of thing that it's asking. We'll have a look at the character profile at the end, so I'll meet you back there. Alright, so I finished answering the questions, so let's have a look at the results, what kind of character type that this is going to come out with. Hopefully it'll match my vision of who Strauss is supposed to be. So we get the logistician, ISTJA, so heavily introverted, observant, very much favours the thinking side of things and the feeling side of things. This definitely matches him so far. It's just a little bit of information about your preferences when it comes to a bunch of different situations. So let's have a look and read a bit more of the profile. So they pride themselves on integrity, and they mean what they say, commit to doing something, they make sure they follow through. That sounds like Strauss to me. So there's a load of other stuff in here about what kind of person they are, and all of this stuff, by the way, is really presented very positively on this site. There is no personality type that'll come out and it'll be like, you're a psychopath. It's not going to be like that. It's almost always looking for the strengths in people and what certain personality types are good at and what they're not so good at. For example, this is a strengths and weaknesses bit, so let's have a look at these. Honest and direct, strong-willed, dutiful, responsible, calm and practical, create and enforce order. Yeah, that seems like Strauss from what I've thought of so far. Some of this stuff might not make sense. It might not fit into my vision of who Strauss is supposed to be, but that doesn't matter. I don't have to follow this. I can just use it to inform the character a little bit. I can use it as a template to then build off of in any kind of creative way that I want. Weaknesses: stubborn, insensitive, always by the book, judgmental. Yeah, that all fits. So now that I know that about my character, I'm going to go into my character profile, which I've already started building in CAMPFIRE, and that's my writing software of choice, by the way. I made a video about it last week, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it in the description. Essentially, now I can use this information that I've copy and pasted about his character profile or his character type to inform the rest of this attributes section. I can decide how neurotic I want to be, and if I think to myself, I'm not sure how disobedient he might be, I can go through and read that profile from the website and perhaps it'll give me a clue as to that. Also, knowing the strengths and weaknesses of the logistician or the ISTJA, I might be able to find a relevant flaw or a fear that naturally works out with that character's weaknesses, that kind of thing. I might be able to find something that works together so that it'll help the character feel more real. I just think this is really useful for giving you some idea where to go and where to take your characters and kind of keeping them in the bounds of reality, not making them so wacky and unpredictable that they're never going to seem like a real person. I think it'll help to make them feel more real, and it'll certainly give you a guide when you're not sure what to do or where to go with your characters. Just wanted to make a quick video to pass that on in case it's useful for anyone. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching the video, and as always, happy writing.